Hello and welcome to She Decides, our special election segment which talks about, as the name suggests, what women want. The Lok Sabha election dates have been announced. We'll start voting in just about a month's time, less than a month's time. 7 phases, and women will be voting, of course, throughout the country. Their vote will be hugely important. But why are there so few elected women representatives in Lok Sabha, in assemblies? Why are there just so few women getting elected? We'll be chatting about this with some women of Bengaluru here today. Tara Krishnaswamy of the Shakti Citizen Movement. Is this just a perception, or is it actually true that there are just not enough women in assembly and in parliament? What are the figures like?
Maya, you know, if you lined up every woman who has ever been elected to parliament in India, ever, from the beginning of democratic India, right, from 1952, you would not even fill 2/3 of the parliament.
Wow.
You would not fill one parliament. That's how pathetic it is, right? There are about 334 women that have been in toto elected to parliament till date, from election number 1 till now.
Over all the years, through all the general elections.
Not even one woman additionally per year. We started with 24 women in the first election. Since then, we have not added even one woman per year. Okay, so it is not very free and fair, these elections, and we're not very democratic. On paper we are, but in reality, political representation is an equality, a right that is given to us constitutionally, and we certainly have not secured it for our female citizens, for 50% of the population. In fact, every segment of the population, any community, any caste has its lobby groups, has its special interest groups that are formed specifically to advance their political interests, to make sure that they are represented, right? Every subcaste in the country has representation, and there is no caste that's 50% of the population. That's called women, right? And we don't have sufficient.
Minority.
The biggest unrepresented minority, and that's the shame of the country.
Brinda Adige, activist. Why is this happening? What is going wrong? We obviously have strong, articulate, powerful women in India. Why are they not in parliament?
Nobody gives the space. And this nobody happens to be this large number of men who, I will say, have usurped this space, and they do not want to give away that power and that control and that decision-making space to women. For too long they have been talking that women are not a winnability. And if they said so, then they must ask themselves, even if those 10 or 20 women stand, they win. And that's the scare that they have, that if we bring more women inside, their spaces will no longer be there.
So the male politicians just don't want to let go. I mean, the reservation bill has been there forever, but will it ever happen?
I was just coming to it. They are willing to pass any bill under the sun. Any bill, whether they discuss about it, whether they have information about it, but not the women's reservation bill, because they know that that power will be taken away from them, and rightly so, because it is time that we take away that power from these men. They have taken control of everything but have not been able to do anything. Their slogan is women's places are in the houses. I absolutely agree. The upper houses and the lower houses of the parliament, and they need to move out from that place.
People should be chosen for their qualities, for their personal, merit. But I think in the short term, certainly, because the men have to have a motivation, have to have some kind of law which makes them act. I think reservation definitely is the answer.
At this time,
at
it's
this
needed.
stage. And also one of the important sticking points on reservation has been who is the one who is going to sit in parliament. We want a truly representative democracy, and we want every section of women, not just the wives, daughters, and daughters-in-law of existing politicians. We are not for dynasty politics, we are for quality governance. And that will only happen if there are women sitting at all levels of decision making, of funding and policy making.
How optimistic are you? Will this reservation bill ever be passed? Will it happen? I mean, it's a wish, it's an ideal thing, but will it actually happen? What do you think?
See, I think half a bill was shown when it was successfully passed into the Rajya Sabha. So I think people recognize that there is an inevitability to it. They might fight it, and it's true, it's not easy. Resistance to change, being in control, this has been a male privileged situation all this while. But I don't think we women are going to be sitting around waiting for things to happen. That's why we've got Shakti. That's why we're all working together to push for change.
Women are all raring to go and take seats in the parliament. And I don't think with reservation or without reservation, women will be in the parliament in the coming years. So that has been said across India through Shakti and through all the capable women in the parliament. So I'm 100% sure it will happen.
It will happen.
Yes. And if you look at the recent precedent set by Mr. Biju Patnaik, right, from BJD, that shows very clearly that they are acknowledging and recognizing, Naveen Patnaik, they are acknowledging and recognizing that yes, women have to have their seats and they have to be given that equal share.
He's giving 33%, 33% of the tickets to
them.
From his party to women.
Yes.
Which is a very,
Yeah,
very
and that is not
important-
reservation. He is saying that 33% of women are going to stand for the elections.
And he's doing that to allow them to win. He's not just, it's not tokenism.
It's not tokenism.
It's not
He
tokenism.
believes that they can and will win.
That winnability factor is
there.
Yes,
And
yes.
I think he's very intelligent because he also realizes that if he gets even those 33% of women over there, his government is going to be much better than the rest of India.
Satya Shankaran, as a male voter, does this issue matter to you? Is it a women's issue? Is it a human issue? Does it matter to you whether more women are there in parliament?
I think it does. It's a matter of diversity. I think if you're looking at the country to be progressive, you need to have diversity in everything. If you have diversity today on the roads, when I am as a bicycle mayor going and campaigning, I'm also campaigning for diversity on the roads. I'm asking for equity. So I guess you need to have diversity in all walks of life. You need to be more inclusive. And the first thing that comes to mind is gender. If your house can be run by a woman, why can't your country be run by women? So I think you need to allow more and more of different types of whether it is gender or race or any of these things, whether it's the LGBT community or different types of modes of transport. It applies to all walks of life. And I think it's good to have, you may call it reservation, you may call it any number, but it's useful to have a number and a target to go
You
after.
need to give a boost to people who have not been represented so far.
I think so, and I think you need to set targets. You say 50% of women should be there or 30% of women should be there. It's a good target to go after. You need to say, I need to have so many. You need to give that boost and go. I set numbers. On the road, I say you need to have so much of space dedicated to walkers and cyclists. So similarly, you set targets in the parliament and say you need to go after it. You may give it different names. You may call it reservation. You may do it differently, but you need numbers that you can go after. If you don't have numbers, you're just shooting blind.
After 70 years of electoral politics and running our own country, while we have much to be proud about, we haven't done very well for ourselves. Our country still ranks very high in malnutrition, infanticide, female feticide, many things like that. Perhaps all of this has got something to do with lack of women in the highest policy-making bodies of the country. And let's also face it, men have been running this country in states, in center for all these years, and what have we got to show for it?
Haven't done such a great job of this.
You can't say that, really, right? So why don't we make it more diverse and actually see what happens? I would certainly vote to incline more for women right now, but at the end of the day, there are multiple criteria, which includes who will represent me in the Lok Sabha in this particular case. That would be the highest priority when I choose a candidate. But if I certainly will evaluate the merits of the candidate, and if a woman is going to represent me, I would find it particularly privileged to send a woman to the Lok Sabha because we have so few of them.
It is necessary to positively and proactively push for this now and take it to some sustainable level, after which we can go back and say, let's look at it. But right now it is priority for me as well. I would definitely, if there was a male and a woman, after having evaluated both, if they were on equal terms, I would go for a woman.
I would ask, if you have an elected representative, right, and whoever you are, you might be that person's spouse or you might be that person's neighbor. If you believe you have a right to sit in her seat and govern in her place, you're the one that's breaking the law. You're the one that's, being unconstitutional and doing illegal activities. Why is she to blame?
Don't blame the woman for everything, including this as well. Did you feel that women are not at fault, as she said, if their husbands dominate, if they are being used as mouthpieces?
Well, I would like to say they are not at fault because we know that it is culture and religion to a very large extent that keeps conditioning women to say, you will go to heaven if you're a good woman. And there's, this patriarchy that is there needs to go, and you can't blame the woman for it.
I think it's important to remember that women have have never been given credit for any work that they do. And that first has to be understood. It's
The definition of a working woman itself. Yes.
Exactly. And on the other hand, just to say that because a lady is related to a man, in power, and then treating her like she doesn't have any will of her own or any sense, that also is not correct. So actually, women have to be valued for who they are themselves, regardless of who they are related to, just like men politicians are.
In
Thank
fact,
you
if you
so
look
much.
at the globe, across the globe, there are women who are heading global corporations. If you take Indra Nooyi or if you take Mallika Srinivasan. So why is that women are not there in the parliament?
So clearly, I think the general view here is a woman's place is in the House. And there is hope that Lok Sabha 2019 will have a richer representation of women because probably they can do things better. Thank you for watching this segment of She Decides. With DM Kumar, this is Maya Sharma in Bengaluru for NDTV.